So, how do you get rid of the negative energy and pain around dating and failed relationships? Well, there's a term called swamping, which means to go into the pain of whatever it is you're feeling and allowing yourself to just let the emotions flow. I used to do this. I remember when I had just broken up with my ex and I was I was in my apartment sitting there alone, and I was afraid that I would never actually meet someone that would be a good match for me. I felt lonely. I missed him. I was scared of the future, and I just had these moments where I was just grieving on my own. And I remember sitting on my couch and literally just hugging myself. And I'd learned this, I don't remember where, to really just like squeeze my arms and like hug myself and to hold myself for, at least 4 seconds. And actually, your nervous system doesn't know the difference between you hugging yourself or someone else hugging you. Now, of course, it's a temporary measure. Like, everybody deserves hugs from other people. I'm not saying get so independent that you never need hugs from other people, but it is definitely a way to process emotion without having to pay a therapist, without having to burden anyone. If you don't have anyone that you're that close to that you could share some of these things with, or if you just want to process this alone. Like I have people in my life that I could cry to, but some of the time, in the evening when I was alone or something, or I don't know, like just certain times I just didn't want to bother anybody. I wanted to just be in private. And so I would just sit on my couch and cry, hugging myself. And I would feel, often I would just go to bed after, and in the morning I would feel so much better. Now, I still do this to this day. I now, of course, have Jerry that I can go to if I'm feeling really sad about something. But sometimes, honestly, I don't know if you have this, but sometimes I just have crying that needs to come out. It needs to come out. And this term swamping is something that is out there in the community. I'm not really sure who made it up, but I've heard about it for years. And what it is you just go deep into the emotion of whatever you're feeling, and you allow yourself to get flooded with this emotion so that you can process it and let it release it. The chemical component of grief tears is known to be different than the joy tears. So the chemical component of grief tears actually has toxins in it that you're releasing. So it doesn't actually matter if you know why you're crying. Like for me, sometimes I don't even know why I'm crying. Sometimes I'm just emotional or hormonal or something, and I just need to cry. And I have stopped to care so much about figuring out why. The why doesn't really matter. Do you dive into like having to know every reason why something is happening? Well, if you do, you're like how I used to be, and that doesn't serve me anymore. I just want to release it and relieve it. It's the most important piece to release the stuck energy, aka crying or moving that energy, laughing, screaming. Some people punch a pillow or something. For me, it's always crying. And the body does the cleansing, like the body will rejuvenate from that. Now, another way to move that energy is like exercise, walking, spending time in nature, just any kind of movement, swimming, anything in water is very cleansing as well. So if you're feeling negativity and you're feeling down and you're feeling despair and you're feeling negativity toward men or toward family members, some of the ways to move that energy is just to move your body in a positive way, like trying to bring positivity, like with dance or something like that. Or if you just don't feel like dancing or being in a good mood or trying to be uplifted, dancing to a piece of music, go for a walk in your sweatpants and greasy hair. Like, it doesn't matter. You need to just move your body. Moving your body is the best way to move stuck energy. There are some other methodologies to help you with stuck energy, like specific somatic healing modalities. We carry a lot of negative energy in our sexual organs. So for us, there are practices, sacred sexuality practices, and Taoism practices, and tantric practices that you can do to help relieve the stuck energy that we all, most of us have in our womb area, in our yoni, and oftentimes practices such as yoni egg practices. I mean, I don't know how else to call it. It's like a usually it's a jade egg, but there's different crystals that you can insert into the vagina and do meditation, do literal physical exercises like strengthening the muscles. But also there is something called like mapping, where you map in your sexual region, you map out where you have stuck energy and where you need healing or where you need softening. And so you can do that by yourself, and you can do that with a practitioner, but you can find all kinds of stuff online to release energy from there. And, from there you can continue on. I mean, you can do all kinds of practices where you regulate your nervous system. My mentor does a lot of amazing work with the nervous system through a methodology called RRT, Rapid Resolution Therapy. I'm going to link it below for you. But basically, she helps you regulate your nervous system. So if you're very triggery around certain things, it doesn't even have to be like big trauma things. It can just be being triggery around money issues, or being triggery around not being able to find someone as amazing as your sister has, or something like that. She talks about how you have tabs open, and you can close those tabs and actually heal those areas with very, very simple subconscious mind programming techniques like NLP. And also it's like similar to NLP, between NLP and hypnosis, but it's really, you don't have to go back into the pain and like talk about it with someone. And like usually therapy is going back and talking about the issue, and that's fine, but it doesn't actually heal it. It actually keeps you stuck in the pain by talking about the pain all the time. So these techniques are really great to help you to not be so triggery in the areas that you are thinking of in your mind right now. I have done the program. It's really great. I keep going back. You can use it over and over and over again. So I will link that below. And that's another really great way to regulate your nervous system, AKA to regulate your emotions, to move negative emotion, and to heal and close tabs on negative emotions. All right. I will leave that there. If you like this video, do a girl a favor, subscribe now, hit the red button, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.